NFL. And by KFC, the official sponsor of Couchgating. KFC plus football equals Couchgating.
Ravens pass up a field goal try of 38 or 39 on 4th and 1. Bernard pierced the back. Torrey Smith in motion. Inside handoff to the fullback, Vontae Leach.
That is a bad decision. I would have kicked it. I mean, easy to say now after
you
the
said
fact
that during
they
the
didn't
break.
get it,
You
but
said
I did.
take the points.
Absolutely. Points hard to come by here. You got to get it within. You know, you get a field goal there. You get it to 2 points, then a field goal wins it for you. Maybe John Harbaugh looked at Minnesota's stats defensively on 4th down this year, Chris, and said, okay, people have converted 9 of 12 times against that defense. Let's put it on this offensive line in the run game and smash it for a 1st down, and it didn't work out.
Meanwhile, the Viking defense today, Tim, on 2 4th down tries by Baltimore, they stopped them. And a team, Leslie Frazier's team, that have been giving up more than 30 points, they have kept the Ravens in check. A 5-point Viking lead, 10.5 minutes to go. Toby Gerhart, the running back from the 21, and Castle looks to throw. And it's tipped away on a dangerous pass for Red Ellison. Chris Canty made the defensive play.
Well, Clarence Brooks, defensive line coach, has all these guys coached up and really feeling that protection, feeling as they're trying to throw it out there to the tight end. And you look at all those defensive linemen, Canty leading the way with the pass breakup. They weren't even rushing the passer. Terrell Suggs was the guy putting the pressure. They were all going sideways to defend the pass.
On 2nd down, Gerhart straight ahead. Stops short of the 25-yard line. Toby Gerhart taking over in the 2nd quarter. His 13th carry. He's had a run of 21 yards in this game.
13, as you said, Chris. He only had 21 carries coming into this game and was rolling for 9 yards a crack on the season in relief of Adrian Peterson.
5 wide receivers on 3rd and 6. For Patterson, incomplete. Ladarius Webb was back there, but it looked like Cordero Patterson had to play defense again.
Well, Dean Pease just said, you want to get 5 wide receivers on the field, the defensive coordinator for Baltimore, and protect with 5. We are going to send the house and blitz pressure you. And Castle had to let that deep route develop down the sideline. It really had no chance.
This will be the 8th punt of the day for Jeff Locke. He's been busy and steady. Jacoby Jones standing back inside the 30 of Baltimore. Ball bounces at the 32. Around the 31 where the Vikings will down it. And it looks like the snow, sleet, whatever it's falling has stopped at the moment here in Baltimore. From the 31-yard line, Ray Rice the back. On 1st down gets the carry. And Ray Rice has a Ravens 1st down. He seems to be gaining momentum here in the 4th quarter.
And he is just hitting little creases right up in the middle of this defense, little cutbacks. It's a good block and just cuts right off of the tail of Eugene Monroe and in between the rear end A.Q. Shipley. That was a tiny crack that he slid right through for a big gain.
His longest run of the day of 12 yards. Through the hands of Torrey Smith, his 2nd target as Xavier Rhodes was covering. And looks like we have a player down. And that could be Rhodes, and it is, of the Vikings. They already, Minnesota has, we're not getting official injury news from the Vikings on Adrian Peterson. They said they would not release anything until after the game. John Carlson also being evaluated for a concussion.
Sponsored by Domino's. Oh, yes, we did.
From the 43-yard line on 2nd and 10, Ray Rice with the carry. And another 1st down for Rice. Xavier Rhodes was helped off the field, and Marcus Sherrills had to come in to play corner, already without Josh Robinson back there. But Ray Rice starting to pick up his best 2 runs of the day, coming in the last few series.
Man, this is his best game since they played the Bears several weeks ago, and it's really the same defense. So maybe they have found something for Ray Rice.
From the 46 now of Minnesota, Bernard Pierce gets to the 45 before Fred Evans makes the stop. So Sherrills in for Xavier Rhodes, who's played a couple of good games, one of those rookies, first-rounders you were talking about. But, boy, what a toll. We mentioned that Brandon Fusco went out. Also Adrian Peterson, John Carlson being checked for concussion. And trying to hold up for the 5-point lead against Flacco. Incomplete for Torrey Smith. Cook was on him. Fans want a flag and none coming.
Tell you, Leslie Frazier has put it on his defense to line up, play press coverage, get physical with guys. Let's see if there is some contact from Chris Cook. Definitely contact there with the ball in the air. How material it was, I'm not sure.
Well, he was pulling out his shirt. That's material. That's clothing. on 3rd and 9 from the 45. Marcus Sherrills came up with the tipped ball. Jacoby Jones had a shot at it, but the ball hung in the air.
Jacoby Jones had it, Chris. What a reaction by Marcus Sherrills. Flacco sees one-on-one coverage, throws it up. Watch Jacoby Jones, number 12, go up over the top of Sherrills. You said it. I mean, it went right, just misjudged it in the air. I thought he had it for a second. He didn't, and misjudged it in the air. Ball tipped up in the air a couple of times, and Sherrills came down with it.
And his punt return skills of being able to follow the ball into his hands, I'm sure, helped. But remember, Sherrills just came in to play corner because of the Rhodes injury, and already Josh Robinson out of the game. And Flacco, his 3rd interception today. He had only thrown 3 at home for the entire season prior to that.
Man, look, and nothing he could do about that one. That was a good throw against a corner who just came off the bench onto the field. His receiver let him down, didn't make a play for him.
Matt Castle rolling and getting rid of it, where it'll be 2nd down. From the 10-yard line of the Vikings.
Just talked about Leslie Frazier putting it all on the defense and saying, look, if we're going down swinging. We're not going to sit back and play all these zone coverages. He's been, hammered in the media quite a bit about playing the prevent defense at the end of games. We're going to line up defensively, play man coverage, put it on the players, and the players have answered the bell over the last few games.
From the 10-yard line, Gerhardt. It'll be 3rd down. And the ankle injury will keep Xavier Rhodes from getting back into the game for Minnesota. Jerome Simpson, who had the touchdown catch, which gave the Vikings the lead, and it was a spectacular catch. Checks back into the game. You saw Chase Ford going out on 3rd and 7 from the 13. And the Ravens, these fans, they want to stop on defense. Pass is caught by Patterson. He'll be short of the 1st down.
He wanted some type of a horse collar called there on Ladarius Webb.
Remember,
did Cordero Patterson? No way. Ladarius Webb just wrapped him up around the back of his neck, as you see right there.
And it's legal to pull the hair.
Pull the hair. I don't think he had his hand inside the collar of the shirt. Certainly looked like hair there.
The 9th punt of the game for Jeff Locke. Gets it out of there. Jacoby Jones waving everybody away as it bounces inside the 40, rolls to the 35.5-yard line where the Vikings will down it. And Joe Flacco, who has thrown the ball 40 times today, will lead the offense out of the field. Ravens from their own 36-yard line, trailing by 5 on first down. Flacco with Ray Rice behind him. Rice the carry. Across the 40. Let's get a game break. Check in with Joel Klatt.
And Chris, coming up next on Fox, it's America's Game of the Week. Colin Kaepernick, he's 0-2 against Seattle, and Russell Wilson, a couple of Stanford guys. Richard Sherman, Baldwin saying hello to Jim Harbaugh. It's the 11-1 Seahawks, 8-4 49ers coming up on Fox.
Thanks, Joel, as Flacco's pass is caught by Jacoby Jones, and he stays inbounds, working against Sherrills, who had the interception moments ago. Into Viking territory after a gain of 15 and a first down. 15 fourth-quarter comebacks in the regular season for Flacco, 2 in the postseason.
Minnesota with 2 deep safeties. Let's see if they rotate or just offering the run-up to the Baltimore Ravens, and they're taking advantage of it.
There's a flag down in the backfield.
Holding, number 66 offense, 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
The center, Gino Gradkowski, called for that to wipe out what was an impressive run. And the running game, this is the best we've seen in a while from this Ravens team.
No
here.
doubt. But you know what? I think they've gotten away from what they've done over the last several games. You look at Jim Caldwell as the offensive coordinator. So many years in Indianapolis calling those offensive. It was all that outside zone, that stretch play, They've made their mind up in this game. Forget the outside runs for Ray Rice and Bernard Pierce. It's been straight downhill between the tackles.
Back at the Baltimore 46 now after the penalty on the center on 1st and 20. Flacco going deep. Jacoby Jones is back there, so is Marlon Brown. And there's a flag. There were 2 Raven receivers running in the same area.
And they're going to end up getting, I believe, Sendejo here. Or excuse me, Blanton against Marlon Brown with the ball in the air. I think it's going to be pass interference on Minnesota.
Pass interference, number 36, defense, automatic, first down.
It looked like the pass was intended for Jones.
It sure did, as Jacoby Jones is going to come back inside and play it. What you see just inside of him was the pass interference as he was cutting in, and then Marlon Brown was cutting out, and Blanton was all over him with the ball in the air. That's a good call by the back judge.
And a 37-yard penalty from the 17 now of Minnesota. Bernard Pierce gets knocked down back in the 21-yard line.
That's a great play by Sharif Floyd.
Another rookie stepping up today for the Vikings.
One of those 3 rookies drafted in the first round, and this cat is showing flashes now. I mean, you see it. It's going to be right there, excuse me, number 95. Baltimore, all those zone runs, they want to chop you down at the line of scrimmage, attack you from the knee to the feet. Sharif Floyd having none of it. Very nice play.
From the 20-yard line, pass is caught. Ed Dixon falls around the 13. Now the Vikings defense is shaky as they've been in the last 3 games. They've been one of the better teams in the red zone defensively. Leslie Frazier brought that up, Tim, when we talked about it.
Well, I think one thing they've changed down in the red zone is they've gotten into a lot of, they just sit back and play cover 2 or cover 4 with all these zones. They've started attacking people more with pressure packages and man coverage in the red zone.
Pass is caught by Pitta, knocked down right away, short of the first down. It'll be another 4th down. They're going to give him the forward progress. Let's see where they spot it now. That red line is not official. We superimpose that to get a sense, and you can see it's about a yard short. Well, they're going to set 1st and goal now. Okay. So a gain of 6, and 1st and goal Ravens after the catch by Pitta. Ray Rice. Down inside the 2.
Boy, he is hitting the line of scrimmage with a nasty attitude and saying, you know what, it hasn't gone right for me most of the year. No sideways running for Ray Rice. He is hammering it up inside.
And averaging over 4 yards a carry today, Tim, aside from his 5 catches. And 2nd and goal from the 1 for the Ravens. tough stand by this Viking defense. Where it'll be 3rd and goal, Everson Griffin making the stop.
Well, good job by Audie Cole, middle linebacker, taking out that lead block. Not a lot of people want to see Vontae Leach coming right in your face down on the goal line. He got lower than Leach, stacked it up, and allowed Everson Griffin and the other guys to come finish it up.
Actually lost a little, so they're at the 2-yard line. Flacco has it. End zone, incomplete. Trying to go to Vontae Leach. Coverage was good by Jamarcus Sanford, and it's 4th and goal from the 2.
I'll tell you what, I am not so sure what's going on with Justin Tucker, the kicker, to be honest with you.
Well, they went twice on 4th down, and the Ravens were stopped both times. Now
I think here at 2 minutes, I mean, 5 points, you got to go for it. You got no choice.
2 timeouts for each team. There is Justin Tucker, who's made 27 straight field goals, has not had an attempt today.
And I think if they would have attempted it the last drive, they'd only be down by 2.
Ray Rice as a receiver. Flacco, end zone. Touchdown, Dennis Pitta.
Chris, there is nothing wrong with that dude's hip. I mean, he is healthy, and you had to figure it was his biggest opportunity here in this game, down in the red zone. Look at him shake Sendejo down and get that freedom. And Joe Flacco's got great trust with him and just throws an absolute dart right on the money.
His 5th catch of the game, and you see the coach, he wants 2. They're 1 for 1 this season in 2-point conversions. Remember, the Vikings failed in their 2-point attempt. A 1-point Ravens lead.
Gonna get Yonda offside.
Offense.
False start.
5-yard penalty. Retry.
It'll back him up. 5 yards. Joe Flacco surviving 3 interceptions in this game. He's also been sacked a couple of times with his 2nd touchdown pass, and now Matt Castle will have to try and rally the Vikes with 2 timeouts and just over 2 minutes to play.
Boy, Dennis Pitta with a bit of a rough start in this game has been huge here in the second half for Joe Flacco.
2-point conversion.
There he is.
Flacco, end zone, open. Torrey Smith. A slam dunk for 2, and it widens the Ravens' lead.
Now, they caught Minnesota blitzing. They did. I mean, they brought a safety. Watch the safety right there come flying up. Little man, one guy going out, the other guy going in. Torrey Smith, he flashes open. Marcus Sherrills couldn't stay with him. That is a big 2-point conversion, but really vulnerable because they sent that pressure and Joe Flacco saw it.
Torrey Smith, 1 catch today before that one. And Dennis Pitta wasn't even active before this game. And he has the touchdown, the go-ahead touchdown. And 5 catches for the Ravens.
I was on the pregame show this morning, and they asked me about Dennis Pitta and what's he going to mean to this Baltimore offense. I said, number one, he's been a great security blanket for Joe Flacco. There's trust. He's a matchup problem, 6'5", 245 pounds. He's a problem for linebackers and safeties, but I said mostly it's down in the red zone where Baltimore has struggled, and Pitta has provided a nice role down there in scoring position today.
And Ed Dixon, his first touchdown catch of the year, the other tight end who's been carrying the load when Pitta's been out. Carefully, Cordero Patterson has it. And gets up across the 31-yard line to set the Vikings and Matt Castle up in pretty good shape. We've reached the 2-minute warning. The Vikings trail after this, but they have 2 timeouts in the football. Earlier this morning, that's Dennis Pitta, active and Joe Flacco arriving together at the stadium, and they just connected on the go-ahead touchdown. From the 32, first down, Castle, caught. And Jerome Simpson, who had the touchdown catch for Minnesota, makes a big grab there. 10 fourth-quarter comebacks in the career of Matt Castle, and that a 27-yard connection.
Baltimore, with their safeties, were playing about 25 yards off the ball, giving that easy stuff in terms of the intermediate passing game.
Toby Gerhart in field goal range, and a lot more. Toby Gerhart, touchdown Vikings.
Couple things. They caught Baltimore rushing the passer. Perfect call by Billy Musgrave calling the draw. It was wide open. And then Baltimore all year long has been one of the best tackling defenses in pro football. James Ihedebo just whiffed on Toby Gerhart.
And Blair Walsh to kick the extra point. That's only the third rushing touchdown against this Ravens defense all season.
Incredible.
And what a time for it to happen. And now a 4-point Viking advantage. So Flacco, if he's going to rally his team, is going to need a touchdown. But Toby Gerhart subbing for the injured Adrian Peterson, and there's Adrian proud of this run.
Watch this. Terrell Suggs is going to be rushing the passer. You're going to see a linebacker flash in and go upfield. Arthur Jones rushing the passer. Huge lane right there. Ihedebo doesn't wrap. Matt Elam doesn't wrap. And Toby Gerhart makes him pay with a huge touchdown.
Toby Gerhart with 93 yards rushing, averaging over 6 a carry. And it's not over yet, but bad news for the Ravens because the Dolphins have gone in front of the Steelers in the fourth quarter, and the Bengals are winning big at home against Indianapolis.
That is a great call by Musgrave, the offensive coordinator, and just really caught Baltimore slipping. They were thinking pass the whole way.
Well, and I'm sure there's a little bit of a letdown when an Adrian Peterson is not in the game. And there's the offensive coordinator, Bill Musgrave.
He's a pretty good quarterback himself back in the day.
Working with Castle, the third different starting quarterback for Minnesota. And the backup running back. A 68-yard drive, covering less than 40 seconds in just 2 plays.
What did Terrell Suggs tell us? If we lose this one, it could be over for us in terms of the playoffs. He was 5 yards up the field rushing the passer.
Look out! Jacoby Jones! Jacoby Jones! Touchdown!
Unbelievable.
It was one of those pooch kicks. And Jones knew where to go with it. 4th career kickoff return for a touchdown. This one covering 79 yards.
Unbelievable. Here it is. Pooch it up, as you said, short. Got everybody locked up on blocks. Now, Blair Walsh, you got to get him out of bounds. Jacoby Jones flashes inside like he's going to cut back against the grain, then turned on the juice down the sideline. Touchdown.
And under 2 minutes, of course. All plays, scoring reviewed by the booth upstairs, and they are confirming the Jacoby Jones return for a touchdown. Ruled a touchdown on the field. The Raven fans are ready.
Jacoby's ready.
They showed it here on the big screen.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
Here's where being pigeon-toed comes in handy for Jacoby Jones. Look at those feet tilted inside. That left foot comes down inside the the sideline stripe and forget it. I don't know how you ever kick it to him, to be honest with you. In terms of a pooch kick, a short pooch kick, Jacoby Jones waiting for it. Tactical error by Minnesota. Great play by Jacoby Jones.
No two-point conversion. They're going for the extra point. And Justin Tucker makes it a 3-point Ravens lead.
He got touched one time, and then the kicker finally, Blair Walsh, got a little bit of a hand on him, could not push him out of bounds.
And Arthur Jones, the defensive side of the field for the Ravens, was stunned.
If he had a phone in his hand, he'd be texting OMG to about 1,000 people.
He's like, we're still in this thing. A 3-point lead. And John Harbaugh, see, now he watched on the scoreboard, and he didn't have to step out of the way either to do it. He clearly saw Jones run for the touchdown. But 1:16 and 2 timeouts. We've had a lot of drama here in the last few moments.
You see what Jacoby can do without Mike Tomlin on the sideline?
He was fined for that, and a draft pick will be handed out as punishment in Pittsburgh as well. Coming up after our game with a Pepsi game break with all the highlights and a lot from this one. Still time for Castle and Cordero Patterson. Down at the 20-yard line. With Tim Ryan and Jennifer Hale, Chris Myers, we're glad you're tuning in here in Baltimore, where Jacoby Jones just ran a kickoff back 79 yards to give the Ravens the lead. But that was just after Toby Gerhart, in for the injured Adrian Peterson, scored on a 41-yard touchdown run. Matt Castle got the start and has gone all the way with a couple of touchdown tosses in the game. 2 timeouts. Incomplete for Simpson. It was a tight defensive game moments ago.
Gerhart is out there for Adrian Peterson, who hurt his leg early in this game. Slams a draw up in there for a touchdown. Moments later, tactical error, pooch kicking it to Jacoby Jones, and he throttles him for a touchdown.
John Harbaugh said December. It's the most important time of the year. We build our program around this kind of football.
He said we should be playing our best. We work hard. They also work smart. He's a great coach.
It'll be 3rd down. The Raven defense, that touchdown run by Gerhart was just the 3rd rushing touchdown allowed by Baltimore this season. From the 21 of Minnesota.
This team has been in so many pressure cookers and you know, situations that come down to the very end. They just believe they can win no matter what. Let's see if they can hold on.
They need to get to the 31 for a 1st down. Cordero Patterson has it, and the rookie is loose. With 1 man to get past, he puts a move on. Look at Patterson go! I don't believe this! Touchdown Vikings! And there are no flags. 79 yards.
Unbelievable. How you turn a little short route like that against one of the best tackling defenses in pro football and make a 79-yard house call, it's unreal.
I can't believe what I'm seeing here. You don't run through the Ravens defense, whatever that is, like the Vikings are doing. 45 seconds remain, and now the extra point from Walsh. And these fans of Baltimore who have sat through hours of snow and sleet and freezing rain, they're as stunned as we are.
And Cordero Patterson, the rookie, has been electrifying at times this year. Got some good blocks out here. He gets one right there from Asiata, gets another one from Berger, gets one from Khalil, cuts back against the grain. and then turns Matt Elam around right there in open space. Elam falls down, and once Cordero Patterson gets in the open field, Chris, with his speed, forget it.
It's the longest pass play of the season for the Vikings, and Patterson, who has scored every which way, as a runner, as a kickoff returner, as a receiver, just did it to John Harbaugh's defense.
What a swing of emotions in the last 3 or 4 minutes of this game. 45 seconds, Chris. Don't go away. There could be a couple more touchdowns.
3 touchdowns in less than a minute and 25 seconds.
Now don't kick to that guy. Don't do it.
Well, they tried on the pooch to avoid it, but he ran under it.
Well, squib it and kick it on the ground.
Joe Flacco has 17 fourth quarter comebacks in his career. 2 in the postseason, and he thought he had another one here. And with 45 seconds and 2 timeouts, he'll have an opportunity. Jacoby Jones says no. Touchback. We'll take it at the 20-yard line. And it could be the one. Cordero Patterson's run for the touchdown after the catch, or maybe the Jacoby Jones return on Fox Sports Live. Check out the one whenever you get the opportunity. 3 touchdowns in less than a minute and a half.
Incredible finish so far. Kidding me?
Teams were slugging it out through the snow.
Was it 7-6 at halftime, the score of this game?
Ravens led by 1. Now they trail by 4. Flacco. Marlon Brown. He's in Viking territory. They're playing like they're in the backyard in the snow.
And they've got to have a touchdown, 4 points.
And a timeout. A 35-yard pass play. And the ball spotted at the 45 of Minnesota. Baltimore will have 1 timeout remaining. Look at how the points piled up in the fourth quarter. And remember, we have had a couple of 4th down tries for the Ravens that they failed on.
There's not one guy on that Ravens sideline that doesn't think they can win this game.
Well, Joe Flacco said the close games, the pressure. I mean, they've been in the playoffs, him and John Harbaugh, every year they've been together. They're used to it. Has to get rid of it. It's incomplete. And here in the fourth quarter, it was Gerhardt who gave the Vikings the lead with this 41-yard dash. Jacoby Jones, the 79-yard kickoff return to give the Ravens the lead. And then off the pass from Castle, it was the run that did it for the rookie Cordero Patterson. And that's how the Vikings have the lead. But still, 32 seconds to go and a Ravens timeout.
Isn't it crazy, the different personalities? John Harbaugh has been up and down. You've seen everything on his face. Leslie Frazier hasn't changed his reaction one bit in this game.
Flacco from the 45-yard line. And that ball's intercepted. Here comes a flag. Dennis Pitta was running with Greenway underneath.
And Greenway's got his hands out. He can't believe it that he is going to get flagged here. And it looks like he is going to be the guy that gets called for the foul.
Pass interference, number 52 defense. Automatic first down.
He's arguing that the receiver was slipping.
I don't think it was pass interference. From up here, it looked like Greenway had contact, but before the ball was in the air, there's a little bit of contact right there. The ball was still not in the air. If anything, I mean, that was illegal contact. Did not look like pass interference to me.
An 18-yard penalty stops the clock. Flacco floats one for Marlon Brown, who has to knock it down out of bounds. 18 seconds as Robert Blanton was back there, and now the snow or freezing rain has picked up. It's been snowing all afternoon. Started a couple hours, almost 3 hours before game time, and these teams have battled through it. Now at the 27-yard line.
Boy, I would think Baltimore, you got to take a quick shot to the sideline, get closer, get it out of bounds, and then take your shots in the end zone.
Flacco has time, he can run it. Dennis Pitta has it.
Well, they better hurry. Well, they got to use that timeout, call it.
Inside the 10 of the Vikings. And they're going to use their final timeout. And a terrific decision by Flacco. He had a 21-yard run early in the game that led to a touchdown. Had room to run there, but saw the open receiver. And now at the 9-yard line, and you see Baltimore has no timeouts. And 10 seconds. These are the defending Super Bowl champions. They've been up and down much of the season. A lot of personnel changes, but they've won 3 out of 4 for John Harbaugh. He said this is the time you have to play like a champion. Coming in as the 6th seed in the AFC into the day, if the season were to end. And have a tough schedule after this. Joe Flacco. Back in the end zone. That's Marlon Brown for a touchdown.
For a rookie receiver, if that dude got his feet down inside the end line, incredible.
Well, Joe Flacco said he plays bigger than 6'5".
And he's coming out of the slot. Joe Flacco sees him right over the top of Audie Cole, the middle linebacker. There's the feet, one down. Looked like his right was down and his left was down at the second he had gripped the ball. See it better here. Yeah, both feet down, inbounds, possession of the football all the way through the ground. That's a game winner, maybe.
And worth reminding, it's so difficult with the snow on the field, Tim. They've plowed numerous times throughout the afternoon, but it'll be reviewed by the officials upstairs. A sigh of relief, possibly.
You can't believe what's happened in this game in the last 5 minutes.
And he can't believe it. Leslie Frazier, the Vikings have lost 3 games this year on last-minute touchdown passes.
And you know what? I believe they were in their cover 2 defense right there, which has really got them bit at the end of games. And they threw it right over that middle linebacker in that cover 2 defense to the seam receiver, Marlon Brown. Now, again, his feet are going to be down inside the end line right there. He's got a firm grip. Both feet are in. Now, to me, the only thing is possess it all the way through the ground, finish the catch. The ground didn't force the ball to move right there. That to me is a touchdown.
There have been a couple of controversial calls in this game. In the first half, one that went against the Vikings.
You know, old Ozzie Newsome getting a couple guys every year, college free agents that play dividends, and it looks like Marlon Brown just paid a big one.
Well, John Harbaugh said that Marlon Brown was recruited by his brother Jim Harbaugh when Jim was back at Stanford, and they knew something about him. Senior at Georgia who had a knee injury, but had 5 touchdown catches coming into today.
And I think that's why he wasn't drafted, was that ACL injury he had at Georgia. I think John Harbaugh said they kept going down to watch Tavares King, a good receiver in pro football, and this guy Marlon Brown just kept jumping off the screen at him.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
Four touchdowns in the last 2 minutes and 5 seconds. But the most important one from Joe Flacco to Marlon Brown. And boy, they look like a playoff team.
What did I say with 38 seconds? There's not one guy on the Ravens sideline that does not believe they can win this game.
And for Leslie Frazier, whose team just came out of back-to-back overtime games. After the halfway point, they've gone 2-1-1 and battled here today. The extra point makes it 29-26 Ravens. This is the 8th game this year, if it is decided this way, to be decided by 3 points or less. They played the tight games, and they'll be 4-4. These last 4 seconds tick away without a Viking score. Don't forget America's Game of the Week. You'll see the Seahawks and 49ers. Some will catch the Giants and Chargers. the Rams and Cardinals as well. Miami did beat the Steelers 34-28. The Bengals over the Colts 42-28. Today was a Mike Burks production, directed by Michael Frank, Associate Director Brian Biederman, Broadcast Associate is Mike Strack. The studio show produced by Bill Richards and directed by Stephanie Medina. Shake of the head for Leslie Frazier, whose team gave it their best shot. Adrian Peterson injured in the second quarter.
Steve Spagnuolo is a senior defensive consultant here for Baltimore, is in the booth right next to us. There's 4 seconds. He's still biting his nails.
He's leaning up over the counter. He doesn't know what to expect, and neither do we. We said at the beginning, on a snowy day in Baltimore, just fighting to the finish. A snowy day in Baltimore makes for entertaining pictures and unpredictable football. And it has been unpredictable, but the Ravens pull it out. For Tim Ryan, I'm Chris Myers and our entire crew. Thanks for watching the NFL on Fox.
At Southwest, we don't nickel and dime you from A to B.